Okay.
Yeah.
So, could you tell me more about yourself?
Yes, my name is Jens. I'm originally from Dendermonde, Belgium, and I'm a holiday representative
At Thomas Cook.
for Thomas Cook Group.
Okay.
Yes.
And you've worked as an expat before in a foreign country. In what kind of which countries have you worked before?
I did Greece, Czech Republic, and Spain.
Okay. And could you perhaps tell me more about how you were enrolled in that job? Because it's in a foreign country, you need a place to stay. How did you arrange that? Was it difficult to find a place?
Well, the good thing is that working for Thomas Cook, the company arranges like place to stay.
Oh yes.
When I worked in the Czech Republic, it was so that the accommodation was supplied for 1 month.
Yes.
Then afterwards we had to search something for ourselves.
Oh, yes.
This was quite difficult because there was a language barrier. Because I mean,
oh yes, Czech.
it's easier to speak English or German or French or even Spanish, but
yes.
Czech is a very hard.
Yeah, I know. My aunt
language.
speaks it, but it's really difficult.
All right, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So we were lucky that the company I worked for
Yes.
provided.
An accommodation.
Yes.
And afterwards, you searched probably mostly on the internet
Yes,
for a place.
exactly.
And was it difficult to find something in your surroundings, in the area where you worked? Or did you need a car or public transportation?
Yes, well, it all depends. When I worked in Greece and in Spain, as a rep, I had a car of my own because I had 32 accommodations in Greece and 15 in Spain, where I had to go every day. So I needed a car.
Yes,
so I commuted every day about 60 kilometers between all the hotels. But when I worked in Czech Republic, I worked in the very center of Prague. So it's very easy to commute via metro underground.
Was it difficult to adapt to a new country? Because you're originally from Belgium, you had to go to Prague or Spain or Greece. How did you cope with the fact that you also had to leave your friends and family behind? Was it difficult to adapt to a new culture also?
Let's start with the first question. If it was hard to leave friends and family behind. Yes and no. Because I always told myself and my parents, I will never stay in Belgium to work.
So do I.
So they kind of knew already that
yes.
I wanted to go abroad. Is it hard to leave them behind? I'm not gonna say no, but I'm not gonna say yes. I know now that my parents still are well, they're healthy, as is my grandmother. So I know that everything's well.
Yes.
Okay, you miss them sometimes when,
of course.
When you're sitting alone in your hotel room, if you live in a hotel or in your apartment. But a single phone call can solve it all. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes you need like the affection of a hug, and then you need to turn to your colleagues.
Yes. And making new friends, and are they mostly colleagues, the people that you hang out with? Do you go for a drink afterwards, after work? Mostly colleagues, I suppose.
Yes. Also that also depends. Like I just came from Lanzarote.
Yes. 6
months. We didn't have any suppliers who supported our resort guide.
Yes.
So we didn't have to go to all kinds of restaurants or bars just to make like a good connection with us
people,
and them.
Yes.
So in Lanzarote, it was most of them were the colleagues.
Oh yeah. And
whereas on Zakynthos,
yes.
Well, I went out
a
couple of nights and I had my own friends and
meeting new people.
Yes.
It's easy for you to be social with other people.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's a good thing if you're working in a
it's something that you definitely need because you can only rely on your colleagues for this much.
Yes.
And if you're working with them almost 24/7, you can't always go to them. So you need someone else to go to.
Okay. Another question. You worked in different countries. Can you compare countries? Can you say what's about the same? What's different? The people, the colleagues, how are they? More open-minded than Belgium, perhaps, or between the countries you've worked?
Yes, I can totally compare Zakynthos
Yes.
with Lanzarote, but also my colleagues, because we are a multicultural
Yes.
society, and we have something like cultural awareness.
Mm.
So we all have got these preset thoughts about, oh, the Dutch are like this, very
Yes.
straight, and the Germans, they like
Most
their
people
beer
have
and
that.
blood. And the Polish, you don't understand them because they have a very thick accent. But it's the same. It's the same for the countries we work in. I found that the Greek, they are more open, and when you come there the first time, they are very, oh, you're my new friend. And
Oh
then when
yeah,
you
very
come
social and
very sociable.
direct.
and then when you come the second time or the third time, or when my parents came to visit me, and I went to them with my parents to
Yes.
their restaurant, it was like we were part of the
family.
family.
Oh yes.
And that's
That's
something you don't
probably
have
nice.
in Spain,
Yes.
because they are more commercial.
More strict to their own, their private
Yes.
matters.
Okay, it always helps if you say like hola, qué tal, cómo está. That's something that really helps in Spain, and then they are willing
Yes.
to help you more.
Oh yeah.
As
If
when
you
You went
show.
to Greece and you said Evcharisto, which is thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Or Yasu, to say hello. It's just like a whole world goes open for you. Where in Spain it's only like a small door. So there are some cultural differences.
And what was the country you preferred? You've worked in different, so what was the top country you've worked with, where you had the most fun, where you learned probably the most, or had what was the best experience?
Oh, it's a very tough one. I do have to say, Greece.
Greece.
Because of the people.
Reason? Oh yeah, mostly the people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because how we got treated as well.
And maybe finally another last question. What would you say to people that are thinking about going abroad? Do you have any advice or tips on how to do that?
Do it. Don't hesitate.
So you have no regrets at all of going?
Not at all. I think it is the biggest learning school.
Because
Of it all.
you're definitely independent, but because you're alone there.
Yes.
So yeah.
You don't need to be afraid. If you're afraid, there are always people to help you, and it's just an amazing experience, even if it's for 6 months, a year.
Okay.
But I'll definitely do it for.
Thank you. Wonke, Jens. Dat is goed.